To the commencement exercises at the University of San Francisco. The ceremony is about to begin, and we ask your help to make it enjoyable for everyone. Please respect the structure and function of this beautiful house of worship, and do not stand on the pews or sit on the altars or the altar railings at the side of the church. Live video viewing is provided in Cowell Hall, room 106 and 107 to increase your viewing options. Please turn off all audible ringers on cell phones so that friends and family members may hear the ceremony. If you have been saving seats, please give them up now to allow those standing to have a place to sit during the ceremony. When the ceremony is over, please exit through the doors at the rear of the church. And now, please rise.
Good afternoon. My name is Chinyere Opara, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to campus and to today's commencement exercises here in St. Ignatius Church. USF is proud of the graduates who have preceded you over the last century and a half. We are not only proud of what they achieved, but of how they achieved it, with passion and purpose, with compassion and ethics, with a desire to serve the community, to serve the common good, to make the world a better place. These USF graduates went forth, in the words of St. Ignatius, to set the world on fire. Today, as new graduates, you join a community of USF alumni more than 100,000 strong. We are proud of you, and we can't wait to see how you too will change the world. Presiding at this afternoon's exercises is the Reverend Paul J. Fitzgerald of the Society of Jesus, 28th President of the University. Now, please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Ms. Audrey Walker, a current junior pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in English, and the invocation offered by Dr. Michael Goldman, Professor of Sport Management, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
God of creation and transformation, we gather at this graduation today filled with gratitude, joy, and hope. We give you thanks for the faculty, staff, and administrators who have helped draw out of these graduates their many gifts and talents. The accomplishments of these students are a testament to the mentorship of many. We give thanks for family and friends gathered today and those loved ones who could not be with us, whose trust and support has made this day possible. Most of all, we give thanks for the students who graduate today. They have enlivened our university community with their intellectual rigor, their community engagement, and their pursuit of justice and truth. Continue your creative work in each one of them as their unique futures unfold. Light their path, give them your grace. As we celebrate our graduates today, we remember that each one of us is called to live life with passion, authenticity, and courage. Give us the grace to be faithful stewards of your creation and this precious life, granted to us for your greater glory. For this we pray in faith and hope. Amen.
Mr. Timothy, please be seated. Mr. Timothy Allen Simon, a member of the University Board of Trustees, will formally open the ceremony. Trustee Simon.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to formally open the 164th commencement exercise of the University of San Francisco College of Arts and Sciences. The distinctiveness of your Jesuit education stems from its deeply rooted history and a mission grounded in intellectual rigor and faith that does justice. Since its beginning nearly 500 years ago, Jesuit higher education remains committed to academic excellence, service, leadership, and a holistic experience. Let us also acknowledge those who have invested in your future, loved you, encouraged you, and supported you unconditionally. These individuals, your family, friends, and your dedicated professors deserve your thanks and recognition. Please join me now in recognizing all of those who have helped you. Today, you join the ranks of many millions of alumni of Jesuit universities around the world. And looking at you today, we know the future is in good hands. Congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee Simon. To present today's student speaker, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Eileen Chia-Cheng Fang, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences and Professor of English. Dean Fang.
I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Anchal Kandewal, candidate for the degree of Master of Science in International and Developmental Economics, who's representing the 2023 graduate class as a speaker this afternoon. Ms. Kandewal.
Dear Father Fitzgerald, Provost Opara, Dean Fung, members of the Board of Trustees, University Leadership Team, faculty, fellow students, classmates, families, friends, good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to speak on behalf of the graduating class of 2023. Today marks a significant milestone in our lives, and I am honored to share this moment with you all. As we reflect on our journeys at USF, I am sure we are all filled with gratitude for the opportunities, knowledge, experiences, and friends that have transformed us into the people we have become today. For example, when I first came to USF as an international student from India, I had a passion for development economics and a desire to make a positive impact in the world. My time here has honed this passion into actions and skills, and most importantly, taught me that although our cultures may be different, we are all connected. The richness of our cultural diversities is a strength that can be harnessed to create a positive change in the world. Throughout our studies and research, we have gained a deeper understanding of the complex issues facing our world and the role that the commingling of the arts and sciences can play in addressing them. Specifically, some of us were gifted the opportunity to step out of our comfort zones to travel to countries like Uganda, Kenya, Mexico, and India, to name a few, to gain an applied learning of our coursework. All the departments and their students from across the globe have enabled a cosmopolitan experience of holistic learning for all of us. They have challenged us to think critically, creatively, and taught us what it means to be welcomed and accepted. We are all leaving USF feeling liberated with all that we have experienced and learned here. However, our journeys have not been without challenges. As students, we have to navigate a new culture and a new way of learning. But none of this would have been possible without the support of each other. Together, we have shared stories, our struggles, and our successes. We have celebrated each other's achievements and supported each other through challenges. As we move forward into the next chapter of our lives, let us remember the lessons we have learned here and the relationships we have formed. I would like to share a Kenyan phrase I learned from my advisor with the class of 2023. The phrase goes something like, "I am because we are." I hope this phrase serves as a reminder of our interconnectedness and of the fact that we are not alone. Let us not forget that we have undergone during this time at USF. We have been challenged to step out of our comfort zones, to explore new ideas and perspectives, and to question our assumptions. This growth is a gift we carry with us into the future as we continue to learn and evolve as individuals. So I encourage you all to continue learning and to seek out new experiences. Before I end, I would like to take a moment to remember a departed friend and student of the economics department, Michael Emanuel. He was an integral part of our community and will be remembered fondly for the years to come. Congratulations, class of 2023, we did it.
Thank you, Ms. Kandelwal. Dean Fang will now present today's honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Dean Fang.
It is my pleasure to present our honorary degree recipient and today's commencement speaker. Will Ms. Michelle A. Roberts please rise? Father Fitzgerald, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to present for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, Michelle A. Roberts, Executive Director of the National Basketball Players Association, retired. Dr. Jeremy Howe, Professor of Sport Management, will read the citation. Professor Howe.
Tenacious defender of those who lack resources to retain first-rate legal counsel. Heroic advocate and passionate activist for racial and social justice issues. Star litigator and fearless negotiator with a 3-decade-plus legal career in our nation's capital. Michelle Roberts, you made history in 2014 when you were named Executive Director of the National Basketball Players Association, the first woman in North America to head a major male professional sports union. Throughout your stellar career, your mentors, colleagues, and heads of firm have described you in glowing terms. Your first job out of UC Berkeley Law School was as a public defender in Washington, D.C., where you later served as chief of the trial division before moving into private practice. From day one in court, your colleagues noted your exceptional ability to connect with juries. As a renowned trial lawyer, you focused on complex civil and white-collar criminal litigation before state and federal courts. Washingtonian magazine named you the finest pure trial lawyer in Washington. As head of the National Basketball Players Association, you have been a strong advocate for player rights, negotiating several collective bargaining agreements. You were a beacon for the league players during difficult years, particularly in response to the unthinkable racial violence that tragically took the lives of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and numerous others. In recognition of your extraordinary leadership and legacy, the National Basketball Players Association's foundation endowed a scholarship, the Clara Johnson Roberts Scholarship Fund, at Wesleyan, your undergraduate alma mater. Named after your mother, it is a fitting tribute to the strong, resilient woman who sparked your interest in law and social justice. At every turn, you have heeded Ignatius's call to go set the world on fire. You have long been a person for and with others. You served on the boards of the Washington Ballet, Justice Aid, the Robert A. Schuker Scholarship Fund, and Gideon's Promise, which provides trial advocacy training to lawyers defending those who cannot afford legal representation. You actively serve on Wesleyan's Board of Trustees. You have been on the adjunct faculty at Harvard Law School, served as a National Institute of Trial Advocacy instructor, and named an American College of Trial Lawyers Fellow. Still, the personal recognition that remains closest to your heart involves the 3 children who were named after you by their very grateful parents who were acquitted clients from your public defender days. That all may know of your great esteem, our great esteem for you and the vital work you have done to combat racial injustice, provide access to high-quality legal representation, and to encourage talented, ambitious young leaders to make positive change in the world, the University of San Francisco does, therefore, confer upon Michelle Antoinette Roberts the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, given this 19th day of May in the year of our Lord, 2023, and of the University, the 168th in San Francisco, California.
Wow. And yes, I do need these, so indulge me. Members of the Board of Trustees, President Fitzgerald, Provost Opara, Dean Fung, faculty and staff of the university, families, friends, and fellow graduates, good afternoon. You know, as was mentioned, I spent a large part of my professional career trying cases in front of jurors. And the one rule that I learned early on, that every trial lawyer learns, and one that I certainly took to heart, was this: do not bore your jurors. Right? Do not bore your jurors. Don't have your juror sitting in that jury box praying they could be any place other than listening to you going on and on, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather be at the dentist's office, and again, apologies to any dentists in the audience. I'd rather be online at the Department of Motor Vehicles. I'd rather be anywhere than sitting in this courtroom listening to this lawyer drone on and on and on about blah, blah, blah. Well, I took that rule to heart. And candidly, that's why I have historically, politely, declined invitations to speak at graduation ceremonies. Now, trust me, I've been around the block, and I've seen and heard a lot of commencement addresses. I remember when I was an undergrad sitting at my graduation ceremony. I remember when I graduated from law school listening to the graduation speaker. I remember, because I've got siblings and cousins, sitting through a number of these things. And frankly, I can barely remember any of the speakers, though I will tell you, I think I'm pretty close to remembering what they said. And it's kind of because the messages, and forgive me, the messages are kind of always the same now, aren't they? Right? Like, congratulations on achieving that milestone. Your future lies straight ahead. Let fear not be your obstacle. And this is one of my favorites. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Huh? Catchy, right? So in keeping with my oath not to bore jurors or other people, I frankly consistently declined invitations to speak at graduations until I got this one from the University of San Francisco. Let me tell you why. I've been fortunate throughout my life to have had a number of heroes and sheroes and mentors who've supported and encouraged me. And some of those mentors, some of those heroes and sheroes actually knew that they were my mentors. Some of them did not. I also had the privilege of meeting some of these heroes and sheroes and mentors. Some of them I did not. But one of those heroes that I was ultimately blessed to meet was someone that each of you after today will share a common bond. You see, he too was a student at USF. Now, admittedly, he left the school before most of you, if not all of you, were born. And in fact, he left before I was born. But notwithstanding that, he will undoubtedly remain one of the most celebrated alums of this institution. And frankly, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'll tell you. I'm talking about William Felton Russell, commonly known as Bill Russell. Generally referred to as Bill Russell, and sadly, as of July of 2022, the late Bill Russell. Now, I just have a few minutes to address you, and I can't possibly do justice to his legacy, but I'm going to try. But I'm really going to try to let you know why it is that I so revered him, and why he was so significant to me, and why I would invite him to be significant to you. Okay, let's get this done. Yes, he was a phenomenal basketball player, okay? And okay, I am a basketball fan, and as you've heard, for the last 8 years of my professional life, I worked with NBA players. I worked for NBA players. But Russell's basketball accomplishments aren't alone the reason that I revere him and the reason that so many other people revere him. I'm going to tell you why I do, but let's just get this basketball stuff out of the way so we can go on. Yes, he did lead USF's basketball team to its first 2 NCAA championships. Okay, let's acknowledge that. And let's also acknowledge that in the year before he joined the NBA, he and his team secured a gold medal in the Summer Olympics for our country. Yes, he led the Boston Celtics. He led the Boston Celtics to 11 NBA championships, beginning the first year that he played in the NBA, and frankly, that's still the record in the league. No other team has done that. He was a 12-time All-Star. He was a 5-time MVP. He was the first African-American coach. He was the first African-American coach to win an NBA championship. Yes, he was a basketball icon, no doubt. And Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and maybe I shouldn't say to this crowd, Steph Curry, they're all good players. But in my opinion, Russell is and always will be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But I tell you, that is not all that he was, and that was not all that he lived for. Throughout his career, when people who didn't recognize him, didn't know his name, would occasionally approach him and ask him, "Are you a basketball player?" And he would say no. He was asked, "Bill, why do you do that when strangers approach you?" And he said, "Basketball is what I do. Basketball is not what I am." Growing up back in his day, and frankly, growing up in my day, and perhaps it remains the case today, if you were raised in poverty, your goal was to find a way out. Find a way out, whether it was through education or the military or sports or music, find a way out. Live a prosperous life, and for many, the word was never, never look back. Now, Russell was born in the segregated South. He was born in Louisiana, and he was born at a time when whites-only signs and no coloreds allowed signs were pretty much par for the course. He tells stories about the indignities that his mom and dad had to sustain when they lived in Louisiana. He told one story about a time when his father asked for a raise and was denied that raise and was told, "Well, we can't give you that raise because then you'd be making just as much money as your white colleagues." When the family moved from Louisiana to the Bay Area, right down the street in Oakland, they lived in the housing projects of Oakland. And Russell tells stories about how he felt the police department in Oakland appeared to simply exist to keep his community in check. He would tell stories about teachers who would openly discourage black students from even dreaming about going to college, and instead try to steer them towards some menial trade. Basketball became, for Bill Russell, his way out. It landed him a scholarship to this institution, and I'll tell you, this was the only institution that had the intelligence to give the man a basketball scholarship. Basketball led him to a professional career in the NBA. It allowed him to become one of the most celebrated figures in sports. Bill Russell found his way out, but what he didn't do was decide that he would not look back. He played his entire professional career in one city, Boston. Now, Boston, Massachusetts, back in the day, was not Birmingham, Alabama, but I will tell you, it was not the bastion of fairness and equality, at least with respect to the way it treated its African-American residents. De facto segregation of its neighborhoods and school was a given. And Bill Russell, because he was able to play basketball, was able to play in Boston, but he had to do it suffering these indignities. Racial slurs directed at him during games at the arena by some of the Celtics fans. The recipient of tons of hate mail almost on the daily basis. And there was one incident where the home that he shared with his wife and 3 children was burglarized, and those burglars sprayed racial epithets all over the walls of his home. They crashed the trophy box that he had, destroying his trophies. They poured beer on the furniture in the home, and one really smart guy decided to defecate in the bed that he slept in. You know, he was paid a lot of money to be an NBA player at that time, and he could very well have done what many successful athletes and entertainers of color sadly did back during that time, and one might say do today. He could have, if I might quote a recent harbinger of hate, he could have said, "I'll just shut up and dribble." But he didn't. Let me quote something he said about that time period. He wrote, "Beginning in 1963 through 1965, the glow had worn off basketball. I thought it was a child's game, and I said so publicly. How could I play basketball as a grown man the same way I played as a kid when there were so many more important things going on? I wanted to help change the world, and I was looking for a way to do it." Now, given, again, my time limitations, I can't share with you every example of the activism that Bill Russell displayed throughout his life, but I'll share just a few. So those of you who think that the very first time that NBA players boycotted a game took place back in 2020 during the summer when George Floyd was killed and after Jacob Blake and the bubble, you remember that? And the guys all stopped playing. You think that was the first time that players boycotted a game because of some social injustice? Wrong. 60 years earlier, Bill Russell led the black players on his team and the black players on the opposing team who were supposed to play an exhibition game in Kentucky to boycott that game because in Kentucky, black people were not allowed to stay at the hotel that these guys were staying at, and many, many restaurants wouldn't even serve black people. That was the first boycott. In 1963, Bill Russell led a protest, a march from Roxbury, and Roxbury is a black neighborhood just outside of Boston. He led a march from Roxbury to the Boston Common to protest segregation in the Boston public schools. In 1964, after the murder of Medgar Evers, Bill Russell went to Jackson, Mississippi, together with Medgar Evers' brother, to sponsor basketball clinics for black and white kids to play together in hopes of doing something to repair and create racial harmony. And again, over the advice of his team, the Boston Celtics, Bill Russell in 1964 went to the March on Washington, and again, to the Celtics' chagrin, he was photographed in the first row of that march listening to the speech by Martin Luther King, that iconic speech, "I Have a Dream." Together with other athletes, to include Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell supported Muhammad Ali in his refusal to go to Vietnam because of his religious beliefs. And again, the Celtics lost their minds. Bill Russell went to Cleveland and was part of a summit that was there with other athletes to support. Ali, I can't go on because I have to stop at about 12 to 15 seconds, but I will share this one last bit of the evidence of Russell's activism, and this was recent. 5 years ago, Bill Russell, in an iconic tweet, is seen on his 83-year-old knee, kneeling in support of Colin Kaepernick's stand against social injustice. That's the Bill Russell who I admire. And that's the Bill Russell who you should be proud to call a fellow alumni of your school. Now, let me wrap up by sharing one story and just a few of his words. Here's the story. I met him. It was the pinnacle of my career. I met him, and I'll tell you where I met him. 2015 championship game, last game between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I sat in a suite at the arena, me and Bill Russell, just the two of us, and watched the second half of that game. I was in heaven. But during the course of that meeting, he shared something. He made a remark that I'd previously read that he had said on a number of other occasions. At one point, he said to me, so, Ms. Roberts, you're the first woman to run a professional sports union, huh? And I said, yep. And he said, and again, I'd heard him say this before, he said, well, you know, it's not important who was the first, and it's not important who was the last. What's important is how many. And before he could finish the last sentence of that quote, because again, I'd heard him say it before, I said, because the rest is tokenism, right? He was delighted that I knew the full quote. Finally, a man without integrity, belief, or self-respect is not a man. And a man who won't express his convictions has no convictions. If someone asked me to write my epitaph, I would keep it short and simple. Bill Russell, he was a man. Those are words from the first of several books that Russell authored during his lifetime. So to the class of 2023, you are joining some great company in the person of William Felton Russell. I congratulate you.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Distinguished guests, it's time to proceed to the business at hand and the reason we are all here today, the awarding of academic degrees. As we do, I have a favor to ask of you. Clapping and cheering are fine, but please don't stomp on the floorboards of this grand old church. Dean Fung will now present to the president of the university the candidates for the graduate degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Fung.
The candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Migration Studies, Master of Science, and Professional Science Masters in the College of Arts and Sciences. Will you please rise and remain standing? Father Fitzgerald, on behalf of the faculty in the College of Arts and Sciences graduate programs, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the master degrees and ask you to welcome them into the company of scholars.
Thank you, Dean Fung. By virtue of the authority granted by the charter to the University of San Francisco from the state of California, and of the powers vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2023 from the College of Arts and Sciences, the master's degrees, certified by your dean and faculty with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please be seated until directed forward by the university marshals? Father Fitzgerald has conferred your degree. So it is now time to move your tassel from the right side to the left side. The names of the graduates will be announced by Dr. Amy Arginal, Adjunct Professor of Migration Studies. Professor Arginal.
Leandro Rene Gonzalez. Elaine Fersen. John Michelle Marburger. Anchal Kandelwal. Jaden Joseph Risner. Ziri Wang. Yifan Lai. Yu Zhao. Laura Antonia Pettinger. Caitlin Nicole Powell. Phylin Ember Carroll. Alexa Michiyi Nava. Jake Casares Cosgrove. Priyal Shah. Kimi Silonda Endlovu. Stephanie Marie Amelia Jusan Hermoso. Angelica Gloria Velasco. Mansi Kalra. Shrija Guha. Michael James Nordquist. Anjita Shukla. Danielle Regina Miranda Abaya. Shervin Mosavat. Jonah Benjamin Jelisid. John Warren Chetwind. Scott Kenneth Klaus. Grant Javier Storer. Lena Rasul. Aaron Castrite Hall. Ariana Ramirez Avilla. Serena Nader. Yvette Andrea Ramirez. Ciara Noel Frowick. Vanessa Alejandra Sanchez. Jorge Ivan Esquivel. Hannah Dylan Leahy. Catherine Alexandra Mason. Gunnar Bash. Sukanya Chakraborty. Hamid El Sharif. Danielle Dagan Manilovok. Louise Wooden Asbury. Paul Wilhite. Madeline King. Alberto Gardner Lopez. Hassanin Hussein. Jordan Ethan Castillo. Ananda Puyal. Spencer Danielle O'Hara. Chiaobo Brooks Diwu. Kelly Chu. Justin Jinting Chan. Aiden Schwartz. Abradeep Mukherjee. Matt Wheeler. Amy Tang. Gauru Sankar Gopal Krishnan. Matthew James Marweddle. Danielle Tinoco. Ajay Pedereddy. Tejaswi Samrat Desai. Prithvi Kumar Reddy Nutangaksalva. Alexandra Murray. Adam Ansari. Vignesh Devaki Murugesan. Adam Michael Lokar. Saad Zarif Khan. Marcia Silvana Antonia Ketrin. Danny Alexander Cepeda. Austin James Kraus. Kian Ru Tan. Tokumbo Kila. Shen Bosch Najaku. Nora Lee Shah. Egbert Erasto Masoro. Elizabeth Maya Muterenti Varki. Akanksha Rawal. Naveed Ahmed Unad. Abhishek. Akhil Gopi. Nilima Jha. An Nok Hai Nugent. Palak Jain. Garuv Kalele. Barboa Novakova. Fidrose Kave. Manas Veena Prasad. Shrikant Ramchandra Kendri. Anshit Bhatia. Shobit Shrivastava. Joel Shaju Kanu Paramban. Andrew John Mollis. Yamash Karakush. Alberto de Gallo Cabrera. Josh Shiping Lee. Anish Madhavan. Karakau. Shobham Parikh. Matthias Krisek. Anirav Jain. Kevin Kimmel. Javier Gonzalez Pacheco. Alexander James Bradshaw, Connor Macmillan, Musi Zhang, Shan Jiang, Ji Jing Jenny Teng, Li Liao, Jiao Yu, Deepak Singh, Iti Soni, Manil Reddy Kari, Devendra Govil, Dayani Assad, Durmi Lola Aidai Sunya, Chaitrali Sunil Deshpande, Abby Fung, Stephanie Knight, Tiffany Tapasok, Shruti Biren Shah, Nicole Kanako McHugh, Kimberly Kwan, Christian Esquijo, Vanessa Tanlam Nguyen, Keshaven Samirabai Shah, Hayo Yan, you're welcome, Bianca Angelica Monique Regala Aguilar, Yasmin Arjomandi, Philip Michael McCormick, Trevor Ayutenreith, Ezana Kemmer, Yeet Pala, Fernanda Valle de Sayas Coelho Nunez, Brooke Nicole Johnson, Saint Roger Bonchebe et Bonme, Yu Wen Chiu, Zhen Yu Liu, David William Spencer, Daniel Resner, Rohan Hesh Parikh, Oscar Abraham Alonso Guerra, Dean Borner, Zuriel Federico Sanders, Ciel Cien Lee, Sharon Olivia Doda, Chin Ai, Urui Zhang, Tianri Hu, Shubhangi Marhukar Barwaik, Sanchita Jain, Rushil Manlik, Jing Lang Yu, Lan Ting Su, Qian Yi Wang, Anson Park, Yu Song Wang, Shi Ji Ma, Chao Sun Yang, Wan Chao Liao. Yu Qian Xiao. Yi Chen Xiao. Chu Yi Huang. Yu Xin Wang. Pei Fong Sun. Ben Chen. Renu Kavali Mahapali. Mohuna Mehdi Shetty. Chiu Ang Weng. Kang Chi Hao. Jessica Guadalupe Ornelas. Alejandra Denise Aguilar Ruiz. Ricardo Velasquez. Grayson Elizabeth Briggs. Glendy Vanessa Alvarez. Nicole Alyssa Buchanan. Rosalena Zavala Morales. Mariel Hernandez. Jesus Maria de la Torre Canadilla. Claire Gloria Green. Gan Gao. Monowara Hossein. Linda Maria Ureña Marino. Camille Noel Finley. Weston Hallen Lombard. Jacob Robert Fredrickson. Gabe Giosa. Miles Nowak. Gregory James Guinasso. Mike Zhao. Mark Anthony Martinez. Amanda Saligomba. Natalie Ortiz Eragas. Faith Johanna Williams. Magali Velasco Escobar. Nathan Benjamin Toe. Jonathan James Stolen. Gabrielle Nicole Ascarati. Rebecca Ensing. Daniel Edward Robinet. Morgan Marie Cutter. Nona Simone Rayburn. Jacob William Seroy. Yahira Michelle Solario. Reina Kimberly Canilang Franzen. Zobida Marina Delgadillo. Morgan Kayla Salzadel. Aaron David Patterson Long. Andrew Jonathan Sapayan Manasala. Derek Dismorn Hankins. Jean Guian Lakbayen. Eric Edward Webb. Chrissy Akemi Miyahara. Dean Kelele Agustin. Mariana Gan Mabanig. Charles Malari Soriana. Josue Ramiro Gutierrez. Isadora Lima Nicolai. Anna Petrova. Claire Cato Cringins. Paul David Monroe III. Lance James Trustin Morrison. La Lee. Jacob Leachy. Sandar Mint. Adrian Laudani. Mary Tankard. Alejandro Xavier Ramirez. Tanner Joseph Lark. Grecia Domenica Mariona. Nu Yoi Du. Ling Suyan Vu. Yan Liao. Frank Martin Espinosa. Brooke Elizabeth Lau. Megan Nicole Kreider. Lisa K. Schunerman. Julia Marlena Zell. Paige Pichette. Benjamin Isaiah Pig. Joey James Pangolinan. Christine Huin. Christina Hiroko Kelly. Brendan Len. Anthony Marun Mahfod. Vidal Sagaldo Gonzalez. Gabriela Lisette Ruelas. Deja Nicole Haley. Henna Gandhi. Maria Elvira Membria. Hera Damasco. Stephanie Amber Ramirez. Ranin Ramdan Harb. Samuel A. Jacobo. Emily Michelle Baikonen. Tiffany Valeria Alvarez. Lauren Elizabeth Llewellyn. Amiyala Tapia. William Jack Gennaro Ryan. Tori Lane Tibbetts. Kaya Mercedes Heffernan. Lauren Harris. Ana Cristina Arana. Jeremy Ian Mack. Allison Renee Gaines. Lindsay Devlin Faisen. Anjali Dewan. Hannah Nicole Huru. Tor Loren Coney. Stephanie Marie Campus. Sophia Elizabeth Fries. Casey Lee Fritz. Adeline Lydia Ford. Sophia Noel La Hernan. Sarah Trin Lee. Emily Marie Porales. Melissa Cambron Perez. Atul Pritam. Nehemia Alebacheu Feleke. Noemi Teresa Vinod. Ricard Rubio Traveset. Olivia May Mosbe. Brian Michael Lewis. Alicia Stevens. Hannah Catherine Elzinga. Elena June Taranta Na Non. Shelby Kellerman. Giselle Martinez. Irene or Irene? Irene Feisy. Skylar Cole Bom Jimenez. Zian Marie Levister. James Atherton. Tara Camille Stewart. Matthew Strapp. Laurent Lefebvre. Okay. Ida Shile Okai Owe Olu Wole. Sean Christopher Gladys. Armando Gonzalez. Noemi Zulemi Silva Morin. Edgar Sal Meneses. Richie Michael King. Garrison Douglas Oliver Jones. Si King Liang. Jordan Nicholas Hom. William Thomas Jared Frazier IV. Benjamin Ryan Bushrow. Molly Donicia Williams. Lexis Solana Withers. Rachel Lynn Noblet. Cynthia Alexandra Mejia. Kiara Alyssa Gutierrez. Anuj Patel. Noah Quintero. Manish Kumpar Vupu Gandla. Patricia Natalie Orelas Jaraguay. Ni Pham Ki Nguyen. Zermine Chai. Jorin James Lee Bu Now. Kaihan Kubi Eril Mas. Chen Chi Lee. Chin Wei Sun. Wei Wang. Yuan Yao. Nguyen Trong Hyun. LaTroy L. Timmis Jr. Raghavendra Komavarapu. Harsh Krishna Paharaj. Akul Bajaj. Neil Chitri. Varun Handai. Adit Shrimal. Manav Midha. Pritem Reddy Patti. Camilo Antonio Chavez Beltran. Bahavajya Duvalu. Andres Martinez Tobon. Nicholas Graves. Nishal Mishra. Ankit Gupta. Vichitra Kumar. Akshay Panani. Kachun Johnny Chow. Tejashri Ladhak. Lingraj Vanur. Theodore Mefford. Madhav Pano Duzai. Rebecca Ann Acosta. Cole Hansen Reestrup. Savannah Olivia Smith. Elena Galkina. Hannah Fraser Barty.
Family and friends, these are the 2023 graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences graduate programs. To conclude these exercises, I am honored and pleased to present the President of the University, the Reverend Paul J. Fitzgerald of the Society of Jesus. Father Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Provost Opara. I'd like to begin by asking us just to take a moment to thank the marshals who have brought us into this space, volunteers from across campus. And then, as is often the case, some of the most essential people are the least visible. So a round of applause for the gardeners and the custodians who made all of this possible. So graduates, your future is before you, and you don't have to be great to start. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, but so, dear friends, as you depart the University of San Francisco with diplomas in hand, I invite you to reflect for a moment not only on what you've learned, but also who you have become. The life skills, the habits of mind and heart, the wealth of experiences, friendships, and memories that will last a lifetime. Through your pursuit of an academic degree, a master's degree, you have gained distinct content knowledge and very specific skills. And also, you've gained the ability to learn at a deeper level. And this will set you up really well for the rest of your life, because you're going to be learning forever. But perhaps most importantly, during your time with us for your master's, you have become even more deeply human, in the very best sense of what it is to be a human person. You've worked hard and you persevered, and you've reached the end of this chapter of your life with hope for the future. Hope. The world is a blooming, buzzing confusion, or so said T.S. Eliot. In the span of your life so far, the world has constantly changed and evolved, and not every change has been for the good. Climate change, wars and rumors of war, natural and human-made disasters. We face new challenges and obstacles all the time, and it can be easy to lose sight of hope. But I pray that your USF education has instilled in you a deep and enduring sense of hope. Hope is a powerful force. It is a light that guides us through dark days, the fuel that propels us forward in uncertain times, and hope can be the foundation of our resilience. At a Jesuit university like USF, hope is not just a feeling, it's also a way of navigating reality. Here we strive to believe in the innate goodness and beauty and worth of every human person, and then we build a whole worldview on that deep belief. We are called to serve others, to be people for and with others, and to seek justice in all that we do. It is through these values and this vision that we hope that you will find your way through even the most difficult of times. I'm reminded of a quote from St. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, who said, "Hope is a good thing, a certain thing, and a strong thing. May the one whose hopes in you be strengthened thereby." People will find hope because of you. Ignatius was right to speak about the power of hope because it is the strength that can get us through adversity. As graduates of a Jesuit university, you've been instilled, I believe, with the values of hope and service and justice. You are equipped with the knowledge and the skills to make a positive impact on the world. But it is up to you to embrace and employ these values and use them to create this better future for yourself, for your friends, and for strangers. Hope is not just a passive feeling, but it's an active choice. It is up to us to choose hope in the face of despair, choose courage in the face of doubt, and to choose bold action in the face of apathy. As you embark on the next chapter of your marvelous life, I urge you to hold on to hope and to use it to create positive change in the world. But this is not to say that the road ahead will be easy. You will undoubtedly face challenges and setbacks. But it's also through those experiences, perhaps more so than in the easy victories, that you will grow to be an even more hopeful person. By reflecting upon your many experiences, the lights and the shadows, the setbacks and the advancements, you will become the human person grown to full stature that the world deeply needs and that is the delight of God. God who looks at you and smiles. In the words of the Jesuit paleontologist and theologian Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, quote, "Above all, trust in the slow work of God. We are quite naturally impatient in everything to reach the end without delay. We should like to skip the intermediate stages. We are impatient of being on the way to something unknown, something new. And yet, it is the law of all progress that it is made by passing through some stages of instability, and that may take a very long time. Graduates, I encourage you to trust in the slow work of God, who is at work in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. Embrace the journey and find hope in every step along the way. As you go forth into the world, into this next chapter, remember the values that have been instilled in you here at USF and use them to create a brighter future for yourselves and for others. Hope is not a destination, it is the journey. It is not something that we can achieve, but rather something that we discover already alive and at work in us. And so I urge you to embrace hope in all of its forms and to use it to create a world that is more just, more compassionate, and full of promise for more people. With your faculty and staff, mentors and allies, I congratulate you on this, your commencement day. We are tremendously proud of what you have accomplished here, and we count on you to continue to amplify our work on your behalf by changing the world for the better. So, keep in touch, join the Alumni Association, and let us know from time to time how you're doing. Give us the great pleasure and the true honor to be even more proud of you by what you do next. God bless.
Thank you, Father Fitzgerald. Please rise. The Reverend Joseph Guyon of the Society of Jesus and Assistant Professor of Theology and Religious Studies will offer the benediction. Father Guyon.
Gracious and loving God, as we conclude our celebration today, we pause once more to give you thanks and praise for the many ways you have blessed the lives of these graduates. For the faculty and staff and administrators who have helped to draw out of these graduates their potential and giftedness. The accomplishments of these students are a testament to their mentorship. For family and friends, both who gathered today and who could not be with us, their trust and support has made this day possible. May these graduates come to see that the wisdom they gain through learning will be realized in what your great plan holds for their lives tomorrow. May the vision of St. Ignatius be their guide in deepening their encounters with God and with others. May the ideal of generous service be their guiding principle as they work for justice in the world. God of love, we seek your blessing as we send these graduates into the world. Guide them so that they may be challenged to be leaders who are examples of excellence and integrity, generous in their compassion, and committed to serving others for your greater glory. Amen.
Now, please remain standing in place until all members of the graduating class have left the church. This concludes the College of Arts and Sciences ceremony for the 164th Annual Commencement Exercises of the University of San Francisco. Congratulations, class of 2023. Our best wishes to you all.